In today's video, I am doing another easy everyday makeup look on this beautiful soft golden eyeshadow. Hi friends, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Julie and I post mainly get ready with me videos focused on affordable drugstore makeup. I want to inspire you to love your makeup collection no matter how much you have, and I like to just share bits and pieces of my life in these videos with you guys. It's like just a friend sitting and chatting with you while I do my makeup. You might see Peps and Salem, my two kitty cats, in some of the videos as well. So if that resonates with you, I would love for you to subscribe and become part of our affordable beauty community here on my channel. So today we have my other cat, Salem Bug. He's over here in the chair today. I'm gonna go ahead and film him so you guys can see him.
See, look at that handsome boy. See, he's so handsome. You look like you're posing for us, buddies. You getting sleepy?
He's so cute. I think Josh is waking up, so he probably won't sit there very much longer. He'll be wanting to get out of the room. So I went ahead and did my skincare off camera, and I completely forgot to moisturize my lips. So I'm going to get my lip moisturizer out of my drawer over here. And I'm just using my Vaseline Rosy Lips. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and prime with the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. Poreless Putty Primer. I can never say it right. Yesterday I was testing this against the Power Grip, and I didn't notice like a huge difference between the two, like when it came to like making the foundation last longer. I mean, maybe this Putty Poreless Primer did help the foundation last just like slightly a bit longer, and I felt like whenever I was applying the foundation over top of them that it went on maybe slightly a bit more easily and a bit more smooth, like it blended out better on the Poreless Putty Primer. So I don't know, I'm going to test them out against each other a little bit more to decide which one I prefer, if it's this one or the Power Grip. But both primers are not bad at all, like you couldn't go wrong with either of them. For my foundation, I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay, and this is the combination Oily Skin, and the shade that I use in this is 150. This is my winter shade. So I'm just blending some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to dot it around my face today. Sometimes I like to apply it this way. Most of the times I just go in and dip my sponge in the product on the back of my hands just because it's quicker, but I've been kind of applying it this way more recently just to get it more evenly spread out on my face. And then I'm just going to go in with my dampened Wet n Wild makeup sponge, and I'm going to blend this foundation out. And if you've been watching my channel for a while now, this is my very favorite long wearing, full coverage, foolproof foundation. So I've mentioned this in other videos, but if you need your foundation to last for a really long time during the day, like if you work really long hours, or if you're a busy mom that just does not have time to like touch up, you know, your makeup throughout the day, you just want something that you can put on and know it's going to last until the end of the day and look flawless, this is your foundation. They do also make it in a dry skin formula, but honestly, I don't think that that formula is the same as the combination oily. Even though this is marketed for combination oily skin, I think any skin type could use this foundation. It's not overly matte, it's more of just like a skin finish. And especially if you use like an illuminating primer underneath, like sometimes I'll use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind 4-in-1 like skin perfector, and that will add just like a slight luminous glow to this. I mean, or you could use like the L'Oreal Glotion. Any of those is going to add a little bit of a luminous glow to this, but you're going to have the wearing power, which is my favorite thing about this foundation, is the coverage, the way it looks, and the staying power. I mean, for me, that's what I like about a foundation, is if it has good coverage, if it looks flawless on the skin, and if it's going to wear until I go to take my foundation off at the end of the day. I mean, I do have some other foundations that are not quite as long wearing that I do like, but this is just my staple that I just always come back to. And then I'm going to use the e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. And then over top of that, I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, which... this and the Tarte Shape Tape, those are my two favorite like full coverage long wearing concealers. Absolutely love them. So I'm just going to tap just a little bit of this eye brightener underneath the eye. And I have been enjoying this eye brightener over the Becca one and also the Catrice. I mean, I still like those two, but I found that the formula on this e.l.f. one to be slightly a little bit thinner, so it's not like a lot to have underneath of a concealer. Like, I want to not have like a ton of product underneath my eyes so it won't settle like, you know, in the fine lines. So I found that the consistency of this is perfect. And I always have all the products that I use listed and linked down below. So like if you're curious about a shade I'm using, or if you need to recall a product that I used, you can check that out down below. And I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I've been doing chapters with my videos. So if you wanted to go back to like a specific step, like maybe like the eyeshadow portion, or maybe like when I was doing my foundation, I have it all broken down. So all of that is down in the description box. And you should just be able to like skim through and like see the chapters in the video. But let me know if that is helpful to have the chapters where I break down each section of what I'm doing. So let me know in the comments if you find chapters helpful in a video. So yeah, sometimes like with my concealer, I don't do this all the time, but I've been doing this recently, like where I'll just kind of tap it out with my finger to just warm up the concealer. And then I'll go in with my sponge and then just blend it out to make it look like a little bit more flawless, so you can't see like my little finger, like maybe prints from where I've tried to blend it out with my finger. And then sometimes I'll add just slightly a little bit more concealer underneath of my under eyes, just so I'm not adding like more product to my under eyes, but just to brighten up that area of my face a little bit. So it's like kind of the area between my under eyes and like my cheekbones, or like maybe like on the very tops of my cheekbones. And then I'm going to go back and just add a little bit of concealer to just some areas in my face that I want to like make a little bit lighter. So like right down the center of my nose. And then I'll just put a little bit there and I'll kind of spread that out. Then I'm just adding a little bit more of my lip conditioner because I wiped the foundation off my lips. And I have my coffee. I'm still trying to finish that up this morning. Then for my setting powder, I'm just using my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable. And this little triangle powder poof thing that I got off Amazon. I really enjoy these for like setting my foundation. I hadn't used this in a while just because I needed to wash my triangle sponges. They were dirty and I kept forgetting to throw them in the wash because I always just throw them in the washing machine when I'm washing like my clothes. You ready to go out, Salem? I think he's ready to go out. Can you guys see him over there sitting at the door? He's like, let me out, Mom. All right, let's let you out, Biddy. Thanks for visiting. Bye-bye, Biddy. But yeah, like what I was saying, sometimes I forget to throw these in the wash. I like to wash them like probably every week or two. But they're super easy to just throw in the wash and they just come out clean. And I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids so this can be drying while I do my eyebrows. And I'm just using my e.l.f. Eyeshadow Primer. So I'm just brushing up my eyebrows with just a spoolie. This is the e.l.f. Brow Lift tool. And then for my eyebrows, I'm going to first go in with this wax and then the powder. And then I'm going to be going in with like my clear brow gel. So this brow powder and wax stuff that I use, it's from L'Oreal and it's their Brow Stylist Prep and Shape Pro Kits. I'm pretty sure this product is discontinued. I can still find it online, but I'm going to link some similar or like a similar product down below. Like Wet n Wild has a brow like wax and powder that they sell. And I know that, you know, other brands make brow powders. I mean, you could even use an eyeshadow if it was like the same color as your eyebrows, which I've totally done that before. So but I do like to go in with a wax first. Not always. Like I just started using the wax again because I find that it just gives the brow powder something to like adhere to so it sticks to your eyebrows a bit better. So now I'm just going in with the brow powder side and I like to go underneath my brows first to like do the bottom part. Tap off the excess powder. And the little brush tool that I use is just like the little brush tool that came with this little kit. But I just brush, like I kind of take whatever's left on the brush after I put it like along like the bottom part of my brow to just fill that in. And here in the front, I just kind of like flick up whatever's left. And then I'm going to go back with my spoolie and just brush that powder through my eyebrows. And then for the brow gel, I'm just using the LA Girl Brow Perfect. And this is in clear. So for me, this is in between a wax and a gel. So I'll just lightly brush up my eyebrows. I do like to kind of brush up the front a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more of that fluffy brow look. But I've really been enjoying this LA Girl Brow Gel more than my e.l.f. Lash and Brow Clear Mascara. So this has just been like my go-to brow gel lately. Been loving this ever since I tried it for the first time like last week. And sometimes I'll go back with like the opposite ends because it has like the little spiky ends there. And if there's areas that I want my brows to be like more fluffed up, I'll just go back and just use that to kind of push the brow hairs up. Okay, then for this look, super simple on the eyes. This is another one and done eyeshadow look. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Eternal Sunshine. And this is such a pretty just yellow gold. So it looks like there. Really, really beautiful. And first I'm just going to use my finger to apply this to the eyelid. And then I'm going to use a couple of other brushes, or maybe just one other brush. But I just put it in on the eyelid and kind of take it up into the crease just slightly. But this shadow, I feel like that name is such a good name for it because it does remind me of like a beautiful sunshiny day. And then I'm gonna take my Sigma E25 blending. I'm gonna get a little bit of the shadow on the tip of this brush, just tap off the excess. And then I'm gonna lightly go around the edge and take this color up into the crease. If you do not like a shimmery shadow in your crease, you could just leave it like this, or you could also grab a mid-toned brown or like your bronzer and just lightly go into the crease to add a little bit of definition. But me personally, I like the way it looks when I take this up into the crease a little bit. So just blending it out. And then once I get that kind of blended out on the lid there, I'm going to go back with my finger, or in the crease, I mean, not the lid. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more of that shadow to the eyelid, just to make it a little bit more intense. Like if you wanted it to be a little bit like a lighter application, you could just leave it like that and not add any more product to the eyelid. But sometimes I just like to intensify it just a little bit. And that could seriously just be it for the eyeshadow. I am gonna add a bit of a highlight just because I like a highlighted brow bone and inner corner. So for my brow bone, I'm actually gonna use a matte white, and I'm gonna use the Maybelline City Mini palette in Matte About Town. This is a really nice, just all matte palette from the drugstore. I really like a lot of the shades in here. So pretty. So like you could take like this shade over here and use that in your crease if you did not want like a shimmery shadow, or even one of these, like maybe this one, like a slightly darker color, you could just lightly apply it. But I'm gonna take the matte white shade in this palette and just like a small angled brush, not tapped off the excess, and then I'm gonna lightly brush that here underneath the brow. I just find for myself that this helps to lift my brow a little bit and just makes my eyes look a little bit bigger. So that's why I like to use a highlighted brow bone shade, whether that be like a matte color or a shimmery shade. I do think that like a shimmery brow bone highlight helps to lift your brow even more than a matte like white color. I'm gonna take my highlight shade that I'm gonna use on my cheekbones and use this for my inner corner. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Bloom Time. And I'm just going to pop that here in the inner corner. I'm gonna bronze up with the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in Sunkissed. And today I wanted to use a different brush for bronzing. This is the e.l.f. angled, angled blush brush. But I wanted to use it today for bronzer, just see like how I felt about it. Because it's like with these angled brushes, I always use them for blush, but I'm like, why don't I ever use them for bronzers? I think they would be good. Because they're like got that nice little angled bit to them that I think would be really nice, because it's like you can just get in there like at this angle and kind of bring it down. But the Milani Silky Matte is one of my favorite bronzers from the drugstore, and the shade in Sunkissed is one of my favorite bronzers for winter because it is a little bit lighter, slightly a little bit more like cool toned than a lot of my other bronzers that I use in the summer months. Then I'm just taking a slightly like larger powder brush, and I'm gonna bronze up like around the hairline and also blend out that other area on my cheeks. And then I'm gonna take just a little bit more on my nose here. But isn't that eyeshadow so pretty? I think it just creates such a beautiful one and done shade. Like, I think this is a beautiful springtime, summer makeup look. Or, I mean, even in the winter, it's nice because it's kind of like adds vibrancy and life to your outfits. It just kind of wakes up your face, especially if you have more of a warm skin tone or like golden undertones in your skin. I'm going to take a little bit more of this bronzer and just put it here on my jawline. And L'Oreal still makes these infallible shadows. I know that they might be a little harder to find at some places. I'm able to find these at my local grocery store, Meijer, and I've seen them at other places as well, like at Walmart. And I'll have, you know, links below where you could purchase it online. And if you do happen to use any of my links down below, they are affiliate links, so I will get a small commission. So if you use any of my links, thank you so much. That really helps me out and helps to support my channel. For blush, I think a really pretty peachy pink looks beautiful with this golden eyeshadow. So today I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. Camo liquid blushes, and I think this is Dusty Rose. Yeah, this is in the shade Dusty Rose, which I feel like that name does not fit this color. It should be like some sort of peachy name, but I just put it here on the back of my hand, like that. This just helps to blend the product out a bit more evenly on my cheeks. And then I'm just going in with my angled blush brush, just dabbing it around to get it evenly distributed on the brush. And I'm using my angled Believe Beauty blush brush, which you can get Believe Beauty at Dollar General if you've never heard of that brand before. It's a really awesome, affordable makeup brand at Dollar General. So, and this brush is such amazing quality, like so good. I just think this is such a pretty like springtime makeup look. I know we're not quite to spring yet, but on Groundhog Day, Punxsutawney Phil said that we were closer to spring than winter, but it has definitely been feeling like springtime where I live. Like last week it was in the 50s, and towards the end of the week it started getting sunny, and we're gonna have a few days this week where it's in the 60s. So that's just crazy to me to have 60s in February when just like 2 weeks ago we were like in just the teens and the single digits. Like, it's just nuts. But I'm not gonna complain. But I'm really looking forward to all of the sunshine and warmer weather this week. Definitely gonna get outside and do some walks around lunch or in the evening. If I ever want, like if I've ever applied like my blush too intensely, I like to go back with my makeup sponge and just kind of dab over it, and that helps to just tone it down, blend it out a little bit more. And then with this look, I mean, or with any look, you could skip a highlight if you're not into that, but I am going to use the Bloom Time highlights. This is a very intense golden highlight, so but I think it pairs really nice with like the eyeshadow and the blush. But see, like, look how intense that is. It is one of my very favorite highlights though, like when I want a really like intense highlight. And then I'm going to take whatever's left and just, well, I might add a little bit more actually to the tip of my nose and like right here on my Cupid's bow. Take a little bit up here. And then to set everything, I'm going to use the Essence Fix and Last 18-Hour Makeup Fixing Spray. Like, I don't think that I like this spray better than my Urban Decay All Nighter, but I think it is a good setting spray from the drugstore. Like, it really does help my foundations to last longer, and it helps to tone down the powders and just make everything look a little bit more natural on the face. So I never do makeup without using a setting spray. It really does make a difference to use a setting spray, not only to help with the longevity of your makeup, but also just to make things look a bit more natural on the face. So if you're not using a setting spray, I highly recommend. This one is pretty good. Also from the drugstore, I like the Milani Make It Last setting spray. That one's really good. The e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set is good, but I do highly recommend the Urban Decay All Nighter. I know that that one is a little bit more expensive, but that is no joke. Like, if you are looking for a setting spray that will make your foundations last longer, that is your setting spray. And then I'm just going to be curling up my eyelashes and applying my mascara. And I'm going to be using on my upper lashes the Maybelline Lash Sensational. And on the lower, I'm going to be using the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes, which is a tubing mascara. I've still been testing this mascara out to see if it does make a difference on the lower lashes. So far, I have not had any issues like with it transferring, so I think it does work well on the lower lashes, but I will be updating you guys in my February, like at the end of the month, like my February favorites, once I've been using it a bit more. And I know I had one of you guys ask me if, like with these looks, if I am putting like an eyeliner like close to my lash line, and I'm not. This is just all mascara. So what I do is, I'll show you on this eye. My lashes aren't quite as thick over here as they are on the right side, but I will take like my mascara wand, get it at the base of my lashes, and then I kind of like blink through to get the mascara on my eyelashes. So just try to get it to close to the base of my lashes as possible. And then sometimes once I get it on there, then I'll go back and like wiggle it through like that. And I find if you can get it close to the base of your lashes like that, it does kind of transfer some of that mascara like to your lower, not lower, but like the underneath side of your lash line, to kind of give the effect of like you put an eyeliner there. It's like the only thing about like getting it so close to the base of your lashes is sometimes you can get mascara on like your eyelid, which is like what happened to this eye. So I know that like some people say they like let the mascara dry and then they flake it off, but I swear most of the times that never works for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back with like a little flat shader brush with some more shadow and just cover that up the best that I can. So I usually just try super hard not to get that on my eyelid, because it's kind of like once I get it on there, it's hard to get it off. I'm going to take my little clips out, my hair back. And then for the lips, I think this is just really pretty with like a peachy nude. So I'm going to be using one of the Maybelline Vinyl Inks, and this is in the shade Cheeky. So I always forget to shake these up because you're supposed to shake them up. And then I just love this color. It's the perfect everyday peachy nude. I just think that color in Cheeky pairs really nice with that e.l.f. blush. Just looks really good together. If you are new to my channel, I am so grateful to have you, and I hope that you enjoy these types of get ready with me videos. But I hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you for spending some time with me today, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art.